Hey family, happy Tuesday. I'm Pastor Karri, pastor of Emerging Generations, and you all know I'm so happy when you join me for our 15-minute daily devotion on Tuesdays. Listen, I want to stay connected with you, and you can do that by following me on Instagram at Ms. Karri Baby. I want you to like this, take a minute to share this, share it with about 5 people, and of course, I want you to comment. If our series over the last couple of weeks of investing in ourselves has blessed you, give me some hearts, give me some likes, give me some claps, some hands raised in the chat. I want to know if it has been good for you. Listen, y'all, we are celebrating our pastor, Dr. Jamal H. Bryant's birthday all week, this weekend as well. He is turning 50 on Friday, and you all, I want you, wherever you are, to stop, go to his page, give him some love, tell him how much you love him, how much you are blessed by him, and how much his life matters to us. Listen, we are about to jump into it today, and I want to talk about investing in ourselves, but I want to do so by us thinking about inspiring new thinking. We need a new perspective. Today, I want to discuss an age-old principle that continues to renew itself daily, and this is the power of inspiring new thinking. For many of us as evolving humans in general, but specifically as leaders, as entrepreneurs, as folks who are in ministry, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused or really forced many of us to have to begin thinking at a higher level. We've been forced to begin thinking in a manner that is more innovative, a manner that is more creative, and really without restraint, without boxes around it. COVID-19 really interrupted business as usual, which meant that many of us had to rethink how we were operating, how we were living, how we were doing business, how we were being educated. Everything that we were doing and producing, we had to think about it in a new way. COVID-19, let me tell you, spared nobody. I don't care if it was a huge impact or minimal impact. Every person, every business on some level felt the impact of COVID-19. What I did find interesting is that all of the tools that worked before COVID-19 might not be the same tools that are sufficient for our now. Those who will succeed now are the ones who understand seasons. And that now will help us understand that we, in order to take our life, our business, our ministry to the next level, understanding what season we're in and how to navigate that is going to ensure our success. Now, let me tell you, this is not some ancient old secret that is buried in the archives of the earth. It is simply your ability to foster new thinking. That's what's going to help you transition. That's what's going to help you get ahead. Buddha said, what we think, we become. I love also that Edward de Bono said, most of the mistakes in thinking are inadequacies of our perception rather than mistakes of logic. Christian Bovey said, few minds wear out. I love this. More rust out. I'm going to say that again. Very few minds wear out, but more rust out. Can I tell you, innovations in your personal life, in your ministry, in your business will not simply come by you hiring new staff. They won't come by you adding new volunteers. They won't come even by you moving to a new location. It won't happen by you implementing a new marketing or communications plan, but it's going to happen through your ability to shift your perspective, to shift your thinking in order to usher in your next level. Somebody type, I'm ushering in my next level. Listen, thinking is simply the process of using one's mind to consider or reason about something. It is the action of using one's mind to produce thoughts. Perspective is the more you mature and the more you grow, one of the most important things that you will learn is that perspective is everything. Your thoughts help to sculpt your perspective, which dictates everything around you. It gives shape to the world around you and all of the details therein. Listen, it is your outlook, hear this, on every situation that will determine your approach to resolving every crisis in your life and in your business. Listen, Dr. Caroline Leaf says in her book, Switch on Your Brain, she says, as we think, we change the physical nature of our brain. As we consciously direct our thinking, hear this, she says, we can wire out toxic patterns of thinking and replace them with healthy thoughts. Listen, it is critically important for where you are going and what you are called to do. It's important for the success of your life and your business that you acquire the ability to inspire new thinking. That will birth a new perception in you, which will then foster new actions in you, which will ultimately be manifested in your life and the world around you. The question that I have for you today is, what are you thinking? Yeah, what are you really thinking? What are your thoughts toward yourself? As you are investing in yourself, what are your thoughts toward yourself? What are your thoughts toward your life? I'm not talking about other people, but what are your thoughts toward your life? What are your thoughts toward your business? And ultimately, what are your thoughts toward God? If you looked at your business, if you looked at your life, I can tell what your thoughts are. I can tell if they're negative. I can tell if they're positive. I can look at your life and tell if your thoughts are innovative or if your thoughts concerning yourself are antiquated. What are you doing daily? Hear this, to renew your mind so that you can inspire new thinking in your life. Deuteronomy 30:19 says, "Today I have given you the choice between life and death, between blessings and curses. Now I call on heaven and earth to witness the choice you make." Oh my goodness. It says, "Oh, that you would choose life." Yeah. So that you and your descendants might live. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing," hear this, "the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." Listen, Philippians 4:8, if you're taking notes, it says, "Whatever is noble." Yeah, y'all know this. "Whatever is right, whatever is pure." It says, "Whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable." It says, "If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think on such things." And let me tell you, Proverbs 27:3 says, y'all know this, "As a man thinketh, as a woman thinketh, in his heart or in her heart, so is he or she." Listen, as you think about yourself and the life around you, that is who you are. It is a direct reflection of you. Today, I want to give you a few practical tips on inspiring new thinking. Write this down. I got about 11 of them for you. Number one, are you praying and meditating? In order to help foster inspiring new thinking in you, you've got to be in regular communication with the Father. You've got to take some time to clear out the noise. Meditation helps to do that. Are you focused on scriptures for the day? Are you thinking the things that the Lord just told us to think in the passages above? What are you doing every day so that your mind is in a space where it is at peace and can hear from the Father? So that you are clearing out all of the white noise, that you are clearing out all of the static in your life, and you are prepared to cultivate new thinking. Number two, you've got to break old thinking patterns. Some of our biggest challenges is that we are negative in our thinking. Our mind instantly goes to something negative. You've got to begin to challenge those negative thoughts when they come up. Ask yourself, why am I thinking this? This is not even going to happen. Does this thinking help to lend to the life that I desire to have, or will it take me further from the place that I'm trying to go? So discipline is going to be required in order for you to break old thinking patterns. Listen, you've got to foster a fresh perspective. You've got to find ways to get daily inspiration, and you've got to expose yourself to new and beautiful things that are going to cultivate the creative in you. Listen, many of you that I'm talking to right now, you are a creative. That means that your environment matters. That means where you are matters. You can drive down the street and the Lord will begin to give you witty ideas. You can be in the grocery store and an idea or a new concept will come to you. And so you've got to be mindful of the type of environment that you've cultivated around you, because it's either going to stunt your thinking or it's going to inspire new thinking in you. Number four, you've got to make new corrections. Listen, new connections. Listen, most people like to say no new friends. I don't believe that, because you don't even know what your next is tied to in the new person that the Lord brings into your life. So you've got to make new connections connections with people who help to inspire new thinking in you, who introduce you to things that you've not been introduced before. Listen, have you ever met people and the conversation be so good you don't even want to leave them? Listen, when you leave, you're inspired, you're motivated. You've got to be connected to those type of people in your day, in your week. Find little things that will inspire you so that it can turn on the switch and shift your thinking. Number 5, you've got to believe in yourself. Yeah. And you've got to know and understand what God has placed in you. You've got to believe what's in you. You cannot be inspired by that in which you are not convinced by. Listen, many of you should be inspired by yourself. Do you know what you've overcome? Are y'all there? I don't see no hearts. I don't see nothing. Do you know what you've overcome? Do you know the obstacles, the trials, and the tribulations that you've walked through? Somebody else would have died, but you are here to tell the story. And so you've got to believe in what the Father has placed in you. And that helps you to inspire new thinking so you can think about your future. You can think about your next. You can embrace your now at the same time. Listen, visualization, you've got to go back to the vision. It is something that I believe in wholeheartedly. Listen, you've got to visualize every single day. What do you have on your phone? What's on your vision board? What's on your stick? What's in front of you that helps you constantly be reminded of what the Father said and what is supposed to happen in your life? You've got to always go back to the vision, because we know there are times that the vision may very well tarry, but we wait on it by reminding ourselves of it. We wait on it by encouraging ourselves about it. And so you've got to go back, and visualization is a huge part of that. Number 7, you've got to honor rest and Sabbath in your life. You cannot inspire new thinking if you are burnt out, if you're constantly tired, if you're weary, if you're worn. It's okay that you have moments where you've got to pause. You need to build this into your life. Sabbath needs to become a part of your weekly regimen, where you take one day and you honor the Lord. You rest, you sit, you calm yourself so that you have the strength to continue to move forward. Listen, you've got to switch up your environment. I just told you that. You've got to be open to flexibility, and you've got to be open to change. How flexible are you? You cannot inspire new thinking if you are so regimented, so regimented in every single thing that you do that you're not willing to make a change. Listen, I'm such a person who can be so regimented. Y'all, I can go to the same restaurant over and over and over again until I get tired of it. I can wake up at the same time. I can do the same thing every day, but I had to learn that there is no excitement in that type of life. I've got to break myself out of that, and you have to do the same thing. Listen, number 9, recognize and eliminate all distractions. As long as you are distracted, you will not be able to inspire new thinking. And that's what the enemy uses to keep us stifled, to keep us bound, to keep us in depression, to keep us in anxiety, to keep our hearts overwhelmed. And so you've got to eliminate anything that is distracting you. The Bible says we lay aside every weight. You got to find what those weights are, what those distractions are, and you've got to eliminate them as much as you can so that you can focus on this new level of thinking. Number 10, and I'm almost done, let your problem be your North Star. I got that from success.com. It says, let your problem be your North Star. Whatever the problem is in your life, you've got to recognize that that problem might be the solution. It might be the key to unlock your next level of thinking. It might be the thing that is ultimately trying to push you out of your comfort zone so that you can latch on to more, so that you can go higher, so that you can dig deeper into who you are. Number 11, don't force inspiration, but prepare for it. This is also another one from success.com. Don't force inspiration. Anything that's forced is not good. Anything that's forced is not organic. Y'all know we don't want no forced relationships. We don't want to be in nobody's house by force. We don't want anything that's forced, but we want something that is birthed organically in us. And so as you put yourself in a position where organic inspiration is birthed, you also got to be prepared for it. Are you prepared for the new inspiration? Are you prepared for the new spaces, the new thoughts that the Father has inspired you to start thinking about? Listen, Mark 9:23 says, if you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. Listen, do you believe? Do you ultimately believe that if you can break this cycle of negative thinking and begin to invest in yourself? Listen, investing in yourself is not just houses and cars and clothes. clothes, but it's a new mind. It's a new outlook. It's a new perspective on your life so that you are able to obliterate everything in your life, everything in your mental process that does not move you forward. Let me tell you this. Listen, lastly, Florence Scovel Shinn, one of my favorite authors, said, the object of the game of life is to see clearly one's good and to obliterate all mental pictures of evil. She says this must be done by impressing on the subconscious mind with the realization of good. Can I tell you that this month is the month of grace? And I declare that God is defying norms for you, that He is breaking rules to bless you, to enlarge your territory, to increase your life and your business as you also expand and shift in your thinking. Listen, I believe that there is so much in store for you, even in this month, that you can have if you begin to take that mental shift. The Father is waiting for you to shift in your mind so that He can begin to shift in your life. You will begin to see what you think, not just what you say, but what you think, because what you think then is based upon, it then comes out in your words, and your words begin to shape the world around you. Listen, I'm challenging you to change that thinking this week. Listen, jot down when you feel like you're having a negative thought and cancel it. Cross it out and really rebuke it and bring in thoughts that are great, thoughts that are going to be helpful and healthy for your life. Listen, I love you. I pray that today you got some practical information that's going to help you in your journey, help you as you are investing in yourself and as you move forward. Listen, on behalf of your New Birth family, your entire New Birth family, and of course our senior pastor, Dr. Jamal H. Bryant, we love you. So glad you were here with us today, and we pray that you were blessed by this 15 minutes. I'll see you tonight at group therapy. Take care.